as well. And I'm also part of the 2022 Cohort Find Fellowship, where I will be working with you guys on one-on-one if you guys want to learn more about how to enroll your program or claim your program. So for our PG or Prince George's Fresh County Council, Food Accuracy Council, our goal really is, our mission is to improve the public health and community well-being for everyone, regardless of like the race, class, or zip code in the county. Our mission is really for every resident to have access to healthy, affordable, as well as culturally appropriate and locally produced foods. So what we actually do here, our work really centers around these three main priorities, from growing food and preserving farmland to equitable access to healthy food and strengthening the local economy. So today we're really going to focus on this middle bucket, which is where our work with food assistance providers fits in, and our work helping residents access food assistance resources comes into play. So equitable access to healthy food through this priority, the work is intended to ensure that every resident in the county can easily access these healthy, affordable, and culturally relevant produce, as I've mentioned before, and that marketing and education efforts can really empower our residents to choose these foods. So here, these are just some of the samples of our work that we do at the end of the presentation. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to talk offline to share more on a one-on-one basis. But this is sort of a small list of what our sample of work looks like on a daily basis. And maybe you guys are already familiar with this food assistance resources one-pager, but if not, this is one way we're really supporting folks in need of food assistance in our area here in the Prince George's County. We've developed a resource, which is this, with information on how to sign up for SNAP and WIC and how to really access those free food pantries across the county, as well as how to find meal programs that offer delivery. We know many folks do have challenges with transportation, so this is a great resource for those folks as well. We're working on making some updates to the resource, including translation. So that's a wonderful thing that you guys can start having in mind, that this resource will be translated hopefully in the top languages in the counties, like French, Urdu, and Pashto, and a couple others. And as Julia had mentioned earlier, our website really hosts a list of food assistance resources. And again, you might have already have your hands on this database that really provides a list of pantries across the county. And so what we're really doing is encouraging you guys to utilize it, to share with your family, friends, clients, and those organizations that you may work closely with. It really is an easy and accessible tool or resource to have, and it's really hosted here in our website now. And so I'll go through in real time, if you guys can see my screen, on how you can access it. So we have, if we click here, we have the database that gets updated on a weekly basis, and it goes from the cities, different cities, from Bowie all the way to Upper Marlboro. And if we go back, we can see this map, which is essentially the same thing. It's just in a different methods. So you can click at one of these locations to see that particular pantry or food assistance location that you may be looking around a specific city. So the next amazing tool that we really find very fascinating is to be able to host the Find Help Org search bar, where you can easily search for a program. And here I've just prepared it ahead of time, and I'm doing the Prince George's Fresh program. But we can do any program that you may be familiar with, or from the list that is already here in this weekly updated database. So either way, you can do that, or you could just put the zip code, whatever zip code you're looking for, press that search button, and that would take you directly to the Find Help website, where you can look at the specific organization that you may be looking for, or if you just don't know, let's just say, I'll put again 2722 right on the search bar, and then it will give you a list of items if you're looking for clothing, if you're looking for home goods, medical supplies. But in this case, we can do let's do, just for the sake of housing, you can click here. If people are looking for residential housing, just gives you a plethora of lists to go through. But for our demonstration today, I wanted to focus here on the Prince George's Fresh program. Going back a little bit, we do really want to encourage you guys to utilize this here in our website, and then connect through the Find Help search bar to just have a more ample list of organizations or resources that you may be needing, but also to think about more so as a provider to list your program and claim your program into the database, because it would be so much better. Julia has done a wonderful job in creating the database for us. But in real time, we want to make sure we are avoiding human error, and all of those updates are really accurate for you to refer your clients, but also for your clients as well, as the time to be able to say, okay, I really am in need of food today. And then we send them to like a pantry and it's closed. So again, it's really not sustainable in this format where we update it weekly. So we want to go from that to a sustainable procedure through connecting you to the findhelp.org, where you will be able to, I'm going to switch screens, to host that organization or pantry, listing who you are. It gives those hashtags of the services specifically that you cater to, the ages that you cater to. And then when we go down, that eligibility, availability, description of your program, what languages you offer, is the cost free, is it at reduced cost? All that wonderful information that someone is looking for. All right, so if anyone doesn't have any questions, you guys can drop them in the chat while I continue, and then Julia will let me know. So I kind of gave you a little anticipation of how the intro to Find Help and how it works. Their mission is really to connect all people in need and the programs that serve them. So for today's session, I'd just like to invite you all to think of a time when someone close to you, like a family member, friend, or client, experience a challenge connecting to a service. How messy it is to say, okay, well, I'm going to send you here, but maybe that pantry's out of stock or closed. So just for the sake of today's presentation, think of that one time that maybe it was a struggle sorting out through that eligibility requirement or income, as well as geographic restrictions for your clients. So here, we're going to see what I'm talking about in a moment, and we can see from that first point of contact all the way to all those requirements that I just went through, from eligibility, geographic location requirements, income, etc., to having your program listed with more accurate and real-time information, that first time contact with your client, and through the process of how to utilize the database and find help, from searching specifically that zip code that is necessary surrounding that geographic location for your clients or family and friends, to avoid having to send someone that lives maybe in Suitland and then having to send them all the way to Greenbelt or Riverdale, right? And then just browsing those social services programs that are abundant in different categories, from housing to nutrition, to education, to health, etc. And then connecting those programs that really fit that one-on-one. All right, so I'm going to skip a couple of these because we did go through them on the Prince Fresh here. I kind of showed you how to input the zip code and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and skip those, and how to use, I pretty much explained that. But there's other features here at the bottom that are very cool once you claim your program. Either you or someone that is interested in your organization can save this information to have handy, but as well as all of us who are here as providers or are part of an organization at some point can definitely save these and say, okay, if I have a referral, but I'm not able to be the perfect fit for them, oh, I know that I can send this person to Lori, or so on. You can also share it. Once you share it, it gives you the option to email it to the person, send a message. This can also be utilized in both ends, where I am referring a client or participant or someone who's in need, or I can also send it to, let's say Julia sends me an inquiry and says, do you know if XY location does deliveries? Then I can definitely share this with her so she can have this information, and it's easily passed on to the pertaining recipient. You can also use your notes, but this will only show once you become part of the Find Help or Claim Your program. You're able to see these features internally. And then again, this cool feature where you can apply, like if you have an interest form or any sort of form, you're able to place it here and it'll direct them to your website. So you can have all that system in place all in one. All right, so I'll skip these through. And then internally, once we can meet one-on-one if you'd like. We can go through what it looks like on the internal side of having an account and claiming your program, and what things you are able to collect, what data is important for you. And it's also like a keep track of those referrals, incoming referrals, and so much more important tools that you can have. So what really is unique to the organization here is that it offers a free program management tool that goes beyond just what I'm showing you externally. That's how it looks for everyone like outside of it. But once we're looking at it internally, there's more reports and things that can be tailored support for your organization specifically. So the program claiming allows people to really take that ownership, as we've been saying from the beginning with Julia, to be able to just monitor your own information, change it, make it accurate, and then just make those changes as you go, because sometimes maybe you guys won't have the same opening hours, so you want to make sure that you're able to do that and it's accurate for those referrals coming in from different sides of the county. All right, and then lastly, once that happens, you get certified with the program, and then you get to collaborate, all in all, in conclusion, you get to collaborate with different partners that are like-minded. And so you really receive that membership to be an online in the online community, and additionally that one-on-one support from the Find Help crew. Sorry, guys. Rita, go down. So yeah, I'd like to help if you guys are interested in getting signed up and claiming your program. That's why I'm here. I hope this presentation was very helpful. If you do have any questions, if I missed anything, please reach out. I'm here. Happy to help you guys. All right. I want to stop sharing. Any questions? Let me check the chat. Let's see here. So I see you guys asked about the translations. Yeah, I love the ability to add your form and share, Lori. Yeah, that's one of the things that we found very useful to the Find Help, that it really can do that for you guys as organizations. If you guys have forms that you would like your clients to fill in, and it takes it directly either to whatever platform that you host those interest forms, or whatever forms that you guys are working on. Dr. Abdul says, I would like to get certified.
Hazel, I see you have your hand up, and then maybe Lori, you can address those too.
Yeah, I just want to understand the role of Find Help. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just summarizing because I want to provide this information to my volunteer team. So an organization such as our Samaritan Food Pantry, we can become partners with Find Help by providing the information for our organization, where we can have what we do, where we are, our hours, and all the things that you send. And that will give us some autonomy that we can go in. Let's say, for example, we have new hours for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We can go online and we can change and say, okay, we have pantry such and such a day and what have you. Do we have that flexibility, or is it something that you have to do?
Yes, so that's a really great question. So once you become and you claim your program, you get an account. So it's like any other platform, like a website where you go and you update in real time those informations, like for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and all the holidays. So you really keep it in real time as the year or the calendar year goes by.
Okay, and the audience would be, this would be available to everyone on the internet or to just our group?
Yeah, this is it's available to all the states. So if I wanted to look for example in New York, I'm able to just put the zip code similar to here. Since we are in Prince George's County in Maryland, we're talking just in this region, but it does extend to all the states pretty much.
Okay, so sign us up.
Awesome, I'm excited. Okay, so I will be leaving my email here, and then you guys can send me an email and we can set up a time individually to go through all the requirements that we need, like the information, and get you all signed up with your organization. So I'm gonna drop my email.
And I'll also just chime in. So I would encourage you all to meet with Scarlett if you need help doing this. She is very knowledgeable on Find Help and can totally, assist you with that process. But you guys can also do this on your own. So I'm going to drop a link right now to a folder with a couple different resources on Find Help. And one of those resources is a resource for community organizations. So that's let me fit it. This tip sheet, I believe it is. Let's see if it's the other one. Yeah, the tip sheet for community-based organizations. It's in that folder that I just dropped. And it has information on how you can create an account yourself and register your program. So maybe a good first step, right after this call, you guys could go in and see if you can sign up your program and first of all, see if your program's already listed, because some of your programs, you might not even be aware of it, right? Some of your programs might be listed on Find Help because Find Help has an amazing team that really kind of searches around and tries to find as many food pantries as they can find. So if they've already been able to find you, maybe they stumbled upon your Facebook page or your website, they might have listed your organization on there, but it might not be claimed. So if it's not claimed, then you can, create an account and you can add all your information. So, when you do have that Thanksgiving distribution or, you're not operating on Christmas or whatever it is, you can directly go on to your profile and you can make those updates yourself.
Can you provide a phone number for Scarlett? Is that okay?
Scarlett, would you be able to drop that in the chat?
Yes, I'll do that.
And Lori, I see you have a question as well.
And for your address after .org, is that a comma or should that be a period or underscore? Is that a comma after org?
I just put a comma to put my name, so it's all the way up to .org.
Okay.
Yes, yes. And this is my phone number here.
So thanks, Scarlett, for the presentation. It was great. You may have already answered my question, but I'm just like a little curious. So I've already gone in and registered for Find Help. I think I need to certify, and I'm not sure if I understand what the certification process is. But just one of the things I'm curious about how Find Help. So of course we will be able to add to all of our social media platforms and our website that we are part of Find Help, right, after we get certified. So that's one way for us. I was just curious, how do they make sure, because one of the things that we wanted to make sure is that people know that we're there. So Find Help is like a great opportunity for that. And my understanding is, so people go directly to Find Help themselves, not just organizations, but people, anybody can go to Find Help and do just that, find help for whatever they need, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So like I mentioned, like even outside of our region, like, and I'm just picking a random state like New York, like you can just go in as long as you have that zip code on that specific location that's convenient for that particular individual. They can seek all the social services that they're interested. It just doesn't need to be food assistance, but you saw that there's housing, there's for mental health, all those wonderful resources in various different areas. And as far as the certified gives you like that kind of like sticker from Find Help, but we can definitely go a little bit more in depth in that one-on-one if you'd like. And I can get a little bit more information for you to just get you to that end part of certification.
Okay, because it in order for us to, like you said, get the kind of like their stamp of approval to be able to use it on our website and stuff, you need to be certified.
Correct. And
okay.
and I don't quote me in this yet, but it would also be helpful. That means no one else can claim that organization with your name. It's almost like a TM sort of.
Let me just share my screen briefly to demonstrate what we're talking about. So Lori, I was just looking for Powerhouse Church and I just did a really brief search. So I might not have looked, it might be up here and I just didn't find it on first glance, but so I put in the zip code. So this is for Brandywine, right? So this is the zip code I put in. Then once you put in your zip code, right, you can go to these different categories. So like we're saying, anyone can use this. Like, let's say I'm a resident, I'm looking for food assistance resources. So I would go to food. That's what I did here. I go to food pantries, and then these are the food pantries that are coming up for Brandywine. So then, I, as a user, I can scroll through these food pantries. I'm looking for food pantries, and then I can find information on their hours. So all of this is really catered towards those users who need assistance. So these pantries on here are, I think most of these have just been listed by Find Help. So their Find Help staff have been kind of scouring the internet. They've been looking for different, they're just searching around, trying to make sure their resources are as comprehensive as possible. So they, came across Share Food Network's website. So they listed it up here. So as you scroll down, you'll see all of these are listed here. But the important thing to note is these have not been claimed by, Lighthouse Ministries International. This is just what Find Help has listed. So there's a good chance that this might not be 100% accurate. Maybe Lighthouse needed to change their hours. Maybe they're having a Thanksgiving distribution that's not listed here. So the important thing to do is to be able to list that directly. So this one, see this little check mark here? So this program has been claimed by Rainbow Community Development Center. So that means they have registered, they've created their own profile. When their hours change, they can log in directly and they can make those updates. So this is like, we're pretty sure that this one is probably one of the most up-to-date pantries, as long as Rainbow Community Development Center is, keeping their resources updated. So you as, Powerhouse can list your food pantry on here, and then you want to make sure you can claim it and have a little check mark so you can go in and make those updates directly. So that's what we're really trying to encourage you all to do. And hopefully those resources that I shared in the chat has some information on how you can go in, make that sign up and register your pantry directly. So first step, I would try to follow those resources. Do that if you can. And then if you have any questions or want to just schedule like a one-on-one conversation with Scarlett or myself, we can do that, and we can sign you up directly.
All right. Thanks so much. I'm excited. It's a great resource.
I have a question, and I'm sorry I haven't raised my hand in the Zoom. I can't find the raise my hand button. I apologize for that. And maybe it's for Julia and Scarlett, but is the functionality so Find Help has the same functionality as Aunt Bertha, right? And is there some connectivity? If resources are provided in Find Help, can I find them also, those same resources in Aunt Bertha?
It's a great question. It's funny fact. Find Help actually is Aunt Bertha. They've rebranded. It's kind of it's the same thing. So I think if you go onto their website, you'll probably see mention of Aunt Bertha, I think somewhere at the bottom somewhere. But yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Great question.
And a second question, I guess. So we saw the new website. When will the new website be up?
Yeah, so we had hoped it was supposed to be up by this meeting. So what we just showed you is just the developer link, right? So it should be, honestly, maybe today or tomorrow, it should be updated. We still do have a lot of these resources on our current website, but it's not as comprehensive and it's not as easy to use. So we can be sure, we have all of your emails, so we can send you some follow-up resources like the resources we've linked in the chat. Scarlett can send out her presentation, and we can also send you a link to that website with those food assistance resources when that's available. So we'll be sure to follow up by early next week.
That would be super. Thank you so much.
Any other questions for Scarlett or myself?
Can we add pictures, from our organization?
I believe on the Find Help, no, but once, like we link it to your website, if you have a website, then you can access those pictures through your organization's website.
Okay. And there's another question. Is there is there a fee? You said that this service is free, right? Okay.
Correct. That's meeting. Any other questions? Or more so, my question to you guys, any more interest in claiming your programs?
Yeah, so Scarlett, to register, we go to that findhelp.org and register, right?
Yes.
And then to certify, where do we go to certify?
That I'll get, unless Julia knows, I'd get a little bit more information and have that prepared if we meet on that one-on-one to direct you.
Okay.
So I'll just drop
So
the
I think
link
the
in the
first
chat.
step, go ahead, Julia.
Yeah, I just dropped the link in the chat. So it's findhelp.org/claims. And this resource is super, super helpful. I'm just going to drop the link. This is the same, see if I can find it. The same resource that's in that drive folder that I linked earlier has pretty much all the information you're going to need to claim your program. So I just dropped the link again. So Hazel, I would definitely take a look at that and see if you can claim if you can register and claim your program. And then, if you still want help, we're happy to meet with you one-on-one.
Okay, is there any way that you can email that to me? I tried copying it, I tried writing it, but I might miss something. Is there somewhere that you can email that to me, Julia?
Yes, we can definitely email all of these resources out and we'll send them as attachments when we send the email next week.
Thank you.
Great. Well, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. We'll probably be doing more of these moving forward. So we'll continue to encourage our food pantries to sign up on Find Help till we have a more accurate listing of the food pantries in our county. But in the meantime, I will also just say, please do continue sending me your updates on your hours, because we're going to continue sending out that weekly email with our food pantry and that just like Google document. For the time being, in the future, what we're really striving to do is kind of no longer have that listing and just have everything on Find Help. But in the meantime, we'll keep that updated because I know that's been pretty valuable for you all. And I'll just drop the link in the chat now in case anyone hasn't seen that. But that's kind of like our main county food assistance listings. I'll just drop that now.
And I see there's a question there from Elda.
I'm sorry?
Can we add the Find Help link in our food pantry website? So for individual websites, can we add the Find Help link?
Yeah,
Yep.
You also referring like how we have it on our website, like that search bar?
Yeah, like if someone come to our website and there's a resource that we don't have, they can go to Find Help to find additional resources. Can we do that?
Yes, absolutely. Similar to our website where you saw the search bar, you're able to do that as well.
Okay, great.
And that's also a free service. So there, you just need to add the code onto your website, however that works. I'm not a technology person, but it's a pretty simple process and it is free. Great. Well, I think we could close it out. Feel free to reach out to Scarlett with any additional questions, but it was great seeing you all and chatting and sharing more about this work. Thank you so much, Scarlett, for this great presentation and the resources.
Thank you all for joining. I'm excited to continue working with you guys.
Thank you. Very good.
Thanks. It was very informative.
Thanks so much.
Thank
Have
you
a great
so much.
Friday, everyone.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.